Hello, everyone. My name is Arthur Morris. I want to take this time to go over the problems and the concept in the week one discussion. So, in this discussion, we're asked to use a birth date and then to identify or to define the variables A, B, and C. So, for my example, I'm going to use the birth date of July 12th, 1982, which in numerical form is 07/12/82. So I'm going to let A equal the month number, B equal, and pay special attention to this, B equal the negative of the day number, and C equal the year number. Therefore, my A will equal 7, B will equal -12, and C will equal 82. And so in each one of the three expressions that I will substitute and simplify, then A will equal 7, B will equal -12, and C will equal 82. So my first expression, I had A to the third minus B to the third. So again, A is 7, so I want to use parentheses, write a 7 here to the third power, minus B to the third, B is -12 to the third power. Now that exponent 3 is telling me to multiply the base times itself 3 times. So for example, 7 to the third means 7 times 7 times 7. And 7 times 7 times 7 is equal to 343. -12 to the third means -12 times -12 times -12. So keeping my minus, a negative times a negative times a negative, if I'm multiplying three negative numbers, that gives me a negative result. Anytime you multiply an odd amount of negative numbers in a group, that gives you a negative result. So therefore, that is negative 1,728. Okay, so I've taken care of the exponents, which was the first thing that I needed to do in the order of operations. Now I have 343 minus -728. So when you subtract, that's the same thing as adding the opposite. So here, when I am subtracting that negative, that's the same thing as adding a positive. So that is 343 plus 1,728, and that result is 2,071. So the difference of two perfect cubes is what we had there. The difference of two perfect cubes, the difference of cubes. Okay, let's try another problem. The next expression. So the next expression we had was a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. Now again, difference of cubes, this may be another form of the difference of cubes, so you may want to research that phrase, difference of cubes and factoring. So again, A is 7, B is -12, so let's use some brackets here. So minus -12, and then A square, so 7 square, plus A times B, so 7 times -12, plus B square. So I have A minus B, 7 minus -12, times A square, 7 square, plus A times B, 7 times -12, plus -12 squared. So inside the first brackets, again, I have this minus negative, which means we add the opposite, so 7 plus 12. And then inside the second brackets, let's take care of those exponents and the multiplication. So I have 7 squared, which again means 7 times 7, which is 49. 7 times negative 12, positive times a negative, negative 84. And then negative 12 squared means negative 12 times negative 12, since that negative 12 is in parentheses there. So negative times negative, positive 144. Okay, so after we get done with the multiplication and the exponents, we want to go ahead and simplify by using addition or subtraction. So 7 plus 12 gives us 19. And then 49 plus negative 84. So if I'm adding negative 84, that's taking away more than 49. If I go ahead and say 49 plus negative 84 plus positive 144, then that gives me a result of 109. So once I get that simplified in each one of those groups down to one number each, then I will go ahead and multiply those two numbers. So 19 times 109 gives us 2,071. And if you notice, this is the exact same answer as what we got with that first expression. So again, you might want to look up difference of cubes and factoring difference of cubes. And that might give you an idea on why those two results were the same. Okay, and the final expression, b minus c over 2 times b minus a. So using those same numbers, we defined a as to be equal to 7, b equals negative 12, and c equals 82. So b minus c, so negative 12 minus 82, all over 2 times b, so 2 times negative 12, minus a, 7. So I just replace those variables with the numbers that they were equal to. And then I'm going to use my order of operations in the numerator and my order of operations in my denominator, and then I will see if I can simplify the fraction. So negative 12 minus 82 is negative 94. And then 2 times negative 12 in my denominator is negative 24. And I still have the minus 7 down there. So let's bring this up top here. So negative 94 over negative 24 minus 7. Now I can simplify the negative 24 minus 7. I already have negative 24. I take away 7 more. That puts me deeper into the negatives at negative 31. Now here, anytime you multiply two negative numbers or divide two negative numbers, the result is positive. So a negative number over a negative number gives us a positive result of positive 94 over 31. Now make sure you check to see if those two numbers in the numerator and denominator have any common factors. In other words, do you have something that will go into each one of those numbers? If so, you need to simplify the fraction by dividing each one of those by the common factor. Okay, I don't have anything that will go into 94 and 31, so that is my final answer. So just a side note on simplifying, let's just say that we had 32 over 12. Okay, I know that 4 will go into both 32 and 12. So if I had this result and I see that I could divide each one of those by 4, I would simplify that fraction by dividing each one of those by 4 to simplify to be 8 over 3. So that's what I mean by simplifying. However, in our example, we could not simplify the fraction, so that was our final answer. Okay, I hope that you found this video to be helpful. Thank you.